Right, here we've got what is supposed to be Courtney's banner. It's one that would have been attached to a pole, and they would have carried around, I suspect, when they walked around the villages very shortly before the day of the battle. It's, as far as I know, it was supposed to be made by the women of the village. The quality is absolutely excellent, and we were just wondering where on earth these skills came from. And I suddenly realized that, in fact, if you look at carts and stagecoaches and whatever else of that period, there would have been absolutely top quality painting, and so within the village you'd probably find that there are going to be one or two people who would have had the skills maybe to have produced a lion and a leaf wreath of such quality.
How has the Courtney Affair, do you think, affected your family?
I'll answer it in a slightly strange way. The family weren't living at Mount Ephraim.
No, it was Hanley, wasn't it?
It was Reverend Hanley. The family owned the house, but they were away for something like 40, 50 years.
Mm.
And it was my great-great-grandfather who came back in the late 1870s. And I always assumed that Hanley probably collected some of this memorabilia and stayed in the house.
Mm. And
that my great-great-grandfather would have got interest in it because he was a guy with an enormous range of interests, and having come to live here for the first time in his life, he might have collected some more. Shortly after he was here, in fact it was the 50th anniversary of the battle, and there was a fair amount in the local papers, and I guess people started searching their memories. And it's possible that various additional items came up for sale, and maybe he collected them there. So, in terms of influence for him, I think it was just an event which would have, yes, it would have attracted his attention. I think he would have been rightly appalled at the effect that it had on, let's say, the children, on grandchildren, and people who probably worked for him on the estate here. And I guess he would have had sort of mixed feelings about Courtney, but he certainly would have had mixed feelings about the after effects, the shock waves.
So relations were fairly good then with the local people at that time?
I don't know what they would have been like pre-Courtney, because that would have been an interesting question, because that sort of obviously has got its effect in terms of working relationships between farm labourers and farm owners. What were they like afterwards? I mean, there's a plaque in Hernhill Church to Sir Edwin Dawes, which is basically a thank you for providing labour during the 1890s, which were lean years for all, which I think was in recognition of the fact that he was a generous man, and he was an interested man, a concerned man. But in terms of Courtney, nothing that I don't think so.
Thank you, Adam.